Oh wait, I was gonna go to the Stable Master. Upgrade our riding skill. You know, man, yeah, nah, get out of here with your running speed, man. There she is.
We race fine horses in Davon's watch. Once sold one to Vivek himself. What can I help you with?
Let's see. Riding lessons. What we got? I want speed. Hell yeah. And carrying capacity. You can only do one a day, so. There we go. 15 to 16. I don't think I have any more. I just learned a recipe for tarragon chicken. With? Oh. Alright, let's see what this guy wants. Hinzer, Mr. Hinzer.
Honor and faith, Wayfarer. Blade Master Kasura awaits you at the Watch House in the city of Davon's Watch. She requests you join her there at once.
Why is a Blade Master interested in me?
I do not have all the details, but I believe it has something to do with a Dragonguard tomb. A former student seeks a solution to the threat facing elsewhere among the remains of that ancient order, and Kasura agreed to assist him.
Threat facing elsewhere? Oh, it's elsewhere.
Dragons. The terrible beasts have returned to ravage the land of the Khajiit. But it won't be long before they endanger all of Tamriel. Blade Master Kasura sent me to find help. I found you.
Very well, I'll meet with Blade Master Kasura.
Blade Master Kasura awaits, Wayfarer. Divines walk with you.
Tell me more about Blade Master Kasura.
Kasura teaches the ways of the ancient Yokudan sword saints at the Abbey of Blades. Under her guidance, I hope to one day earn the rank of Blade Master.
How did a Blade Master decide to search Dragonguard tomb?
Blade Master Kasura can tell you more. I am not privy to enough details to speak on her behalf.
Alright. See what this chick wants.
Hold, adventurer! You're the one I seek.
Alright, Scout Gunth.
You there!
Gunther?
I bring an urgent message from the Skald King.
Message from the Skald King.
Yes, Urin, High King of Eastern Skyrim. He specifically said it had to be you, though he never told me why. He has a sense about these kinds of things, I guess. Anyway, he wants you to meet with his best agent. Assist her with an urgent matter.
An urgent matter? Did he say anything else?
Only that she's waiting for you in the city. At the Fighters Guild. Something to do with a plot that threatens not only Skyrim, but potentially all of Tamriel. Will you go talk to the Skald King's agent?
I'll go to the Fighters Guild and talk to the Skald King's agent. Alright, the Coven Conspiracy. Oh, that one. Okay. So, he's out this way. Oh, you already started freaking going. Yeah, man.
You there.
There's
How would you like to do something
What's
worthwhile?
a note. For glory! Calling all adventurers, sellswords and spellslingers, heroes and ne'er-do-wells. Do you long for a greater challenge? Try your might at the battlegrounds where games of glory and gore await you. We seek the greatest champions of the land for our contests of strategy and skill. Speak to Battlemaster Riven for more information. I don't know, man. Concordia Mercius.
You look capable. I could use some help. If you aren't afraid of a ruthless, dastardly scoundrel. Let me start again. I represent Cyrodiilic Collections, a society dedicated to finding, retrieving, and restoring lost treasures of the Argonians.
What kind of help do you need?
Our society consists of my sister, myself, and a few associates. We've been preparing an expedition to return the antiquities we've recovered to Murkmire, deep in the heart of Black Marsh. Unfortunately, our competition has become aggressive.
The ruthless, dastardly scoundrel you mentioned?
One and the same. Margus Darius. He's a looter of history who cares only about profit. He was a member of our society until he stole our research and disappeared. I need you to infiltrate the nearby Outlaws' refuge and find out what Margus is up to.
I'll see what I can learn about Margus Darius.
While I've never visited an Outlaws' refuge myself, I have it on good authority that all manner of ne'er-do-wells frequent such places. Scoundrels, black marketeers, and smugglers of ill repute. Just the sort of company that Margus keeps.
What should I look for in the Outlaws' Refuge?
Talk to a few more connected rapscallions that conduct business down there. I know a few of them by reputation. Look for Grathal, an information broker, Urzashi, an antiquities black marketeer, and Ashundir, a historic treasure smuggler.
Why do you need me to infiltrate the nearby Outlaws' Refuge?
I may be new to the Argonian antiquities trade, but Margus and his cronies know me all too well. They'd turn me away or stick a dagger in my back before the door closes behind me. I need someone without any ties to Cyrodiilic Collections for this.
And what will you be doing in the meantime?
I have other agents that need to be supervised and coordinated. Marcus has already beaten us to a few choice antiquities. I need to make sure that trend doesn't continue. I also have a few leads of my own to follow up on. I'll see you back here.
Tell me more about Margus Darius.
Margus originally approached us as a friend and benefactor. I honestly thought he wanted to help return the lost Argonian treasures to their rightful owners. He worked with us for a time, but it wasn't long before he revealed his true colors.
And what did he reveal?
Margus wants the antiquities for himself. This competition has taken a violent turn. He has a brutal temper and some skill at spellcasting. Makes me fearful for my associates. Anyway, I think Margus is especially interested in pre-Duskfall relics.
Duskfall?
Duskfall refers to the slow decline of the great Zoxlil civilization. Ages ago, the Argonians built pyramids called Zonmirs, and were much more advanced. Most of our research deals with the more dangerous relics of that period.
Cyrodiilic Collections is looking for dangerous relics?
No, not specifically. But even a hammer can be used for good or ill. Margus seeks one of the pre-Duskfall relics, I'm sure of it. I just need to figure out which one before something terrible occurs. With your help, we can avert a disaster.
What does Cyrodiilic Collections do exactly?
We're historic investigators. We research and seek out antiquities stolen from the Argonian homeland. When we find them, we return them to Black Marsh. Well, that's the plan. We have a few more items to collect before we make our first journey.
Plan to return every item you find?
Certainly the most important ones. We do need to raise enough gold to finance our operations, though. We'll hold on to a few items to eventually open a museum in Black Marsh. A place where these cultural treasures can be enjoyed by everyone.
Why the focus on Argonian antiquities?
My sister Falmia became fascinated with Argonian history during our time at the university. When she returned home, her stories intrigued me, and I became interested in the topic as well. I can't wait to join her in Murkmire.
You mentioned expedition?
As soon as we recover the last of the Argonian antiquities on my list, we'll organize an expedition to that region of Black Marsh. My sister's gone on ahead to set up a base camp and smooth the way with the locals.
So you're really just gonna return these items to the Argonians?
We plan to return most items to their rightful owners. We chose Murkmire, since our research suggests the majority of the items on our list originate there. Finding the rightful owners may require additional expeditions in the area, though.
Alright. Yeah, she had a whole freaking storybook. What? Can you lower that just a little bit or something? It's a little loud. All good. Just a little bit. That's alright. That's fine.
Where in Oblivion did these things come from?
It's all good. Alright. Sergeant Rhorlak.
Keep it short, stranger. I've got a skeever's nest of problems on my hands.
What's the problem?
Problem? I've got a battlefield full of ghosts, sprung out of the ground like corn in the month of mid-year. They killed those Covenant bastards, which is great. But how do you kill what's already dead? My mages can't even agree on what to do.
What do you want me to do?
I've known Furon and Reesa for a while now. I respect them both. I just need to know which of them has the better idea. Start with Furon, then talk to Reesa. Hear them out and do what they ask of you. When you've decided what's best, let me know.
I'll give you my decision soon.
I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what I was going to do out here. Thank you, traveler.
Where do the spirits come from?
Do I look like a Telvanni mage? I have no idea. Furon said something about climber elves. I guess the dark elves used to be really good at scaling mountains. Look, just ask him and leave me to the soldiering.
You mentioned Covenant soldiers?
Yes. Damned skeevers snuck around the city and came at us from the wastes to the north. Damned good strategy. Hit us from this side and by sea and squeezed the city in the middle. Hope Holgan and his troops are holding up.
Holgan is fine. I helped him to stop the attack at Davon's watch.
Damn, but that's good to hear. Drove those daggers back into the sea, eh? Heh, good work. Soon as we get these things dealt with, I'll buy him a drink. Maybe introduce him to the fish stink down on the docks.
Alright, so you gotta talk to Furon Ree. Who's this? Oh, it's this guy.
What? Today? Of all days? What was it about today that made these spirits become so restless?
You're talking about the ghosts?
Ah, greetings. Yes, I was just thinking about the situation here. These spirits make up an ancient army of Chimer warriors. Blade masters from the time before Red Mountain. It's fascinating to observe ancestors so closely.
The sergeant asked me to speak with you. You have a plan to deal with them? Yeah, he looks very angry.
My brother's plan, actually. Giron believes we can control the dead, harness them in a powerful defense for the Watch. His method must be tested before we attempt a larger ritual.
Tested how?
Take this smoky pendant and use it on one of the ancient dead. You may have to weaken it a bit first. If it binds a spirit, bring both back to me. If it doesn't, well, we'll deal with that when the time comes.
I'll see it done.
Go bind a spirit. I need to know if the ritual can work.
Can I ask you a few questions about these spirits first?
You really need to know more to use Giron's pendant. Fine. I will answer what questions you have.
You said these spirits are Chimer?
Yes. The ancient precursors to the noble Dark Elf race. Warred with the Dwemer and the Needs from the north. Sought to master the world around them. A rich race with a fascinating history. But not important right now.
Why do they attack the Covenant?
They seem to be attacking everyone. Clearly, these soldiers died in battle. In death, their hatred and battle lust lives on eternally. The perfect weapon in the right hands.
Where did the spirits come from?
I have theories. The volcano, the Covenant, several variables to account for. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say some kind of magical disturbance, combined with the presence of an invading army, rousted the Chimer from Aetherius.
Alright, let's see. So we gotta weaken a spirit. And then use the pendant on them. I don't want to kill it too quick. There you go. Alright. Back to Furon Re.
Ah, you brought a spectral friend. Nicely done.
This proves your brother's idea works then.
Just so. It proves we can force these spirits to guard Davon's watch. A potent defense from any future siege. Giron has a plan for repeating this ritual on a larger scale.
The sergeant wanted me to speak to Reesa before deciding.
A word with you. Over here, away from the
this is tricky.
brothers.
Reesa the Argonian.
Please, talk with me. What the Ree brothers' plan is wrong.
What do you want to talk about, Reesa?
Enslaving the dead is evil. Furon does not understand this. As for Giron, I think he does not care. There is a better way.
You have a different plan then?
Just so. Take this talisman, use it, and learn how to free a spirit. They will cling to this world, so first you must weaken them. When you have done this, speak to me again.
Alright, I'll try your talisman then. Let's see. What the hell? Where are you going? Come back.
I thought I'd never escape.
Alright, talk to Reesa. Let's see what she got to say now.
I can feel it. The talisman has been used.
Yes, the spirit seems grateful to be released.
It was. Spirits are not meant to be trapped. Furon wants to enslave them through magic, but that's torture to the dead. Freeing these spirits is the right path.
I'll consider your words, Reesa. I'm guessing you want to enslave them, huh? You want to enslave the spirits, huh? Oh. Yeah, it's part of this. It's part of this quest line right here.
I need a solution. Stabbing spirits gets us nowhere. Any ideas?
Alright, let's see. So I made my decision.
Well, it's all beyond me. I'm just another sword swinger. What should we do?
Reesa's right. We should set them free.
Well, maybe enslaving their dead's not the best idea. That Scaleback sees the world differently, but she's seldom wrong. Let Reesa know. She'll tell you the rest.
Yes, Sergeant. Alright. Talk to Reesa. Let's see.
You made the right decision.
So how do we free these spirits?
By freeing their commanders. Where they go, their men will follow. The cracks in the earth have uncovered relics of the past. Search for relics belonging to the Chimer General and his captains. Then we can wrest their attention from the past.
Who are these officers you're talking about?
The dead have spoken to me like whispers on the wind. Their leader is a powerful Mer named Red Rathrin. He was accompanied by his most loyal soldiers, 2 women named Adrana and Risari. Relics of their service should be perfect for the ritual.
Once I have the relics, then what?
I will meet you at a nearby Daedric ruin. It's the perfect space to complete the ritual. Find me there, with the relics, and we will return these dead men to their rest.
Alright, I'll see you there. Alright, so gotta click these relics.
Why do you defile the dead?
Oh, what?
fallen will not be disturbed.
The river flows so slowly. Much slower than I remember.
Getting some relics right now. And this... Yeah. A little bit. Let's see, who's this Ix-Utha?
A living soul. It has been so long. To walk the river again, it is so strange and so sad.
Why are you so sad, Spirit?
I and the other Saxhleel have not returned willingly. We Argonians were slaves to the Chimer in our time, as I sense they can be today. Even in death, we serve our cruel masters, slaves to their will.
Can I do anything to aid you now?
The Chimer would not willingly release us to Aetherius. To set their souls free on the river, you will have to destroy the Keepers. If you would do this, you will find me on the road away from here. I sense something I must see for myself.
I'll free them, Spirit. Free spectral slaves, alright. Wait. Oh, let's see, there's the ones cowering in fear over here.
Thank you.
I gotta check what my B skill does. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, yeah. It's an AoE. Need one more.
I appreciate it.
There you go. Alright, where's this person? She's down here now.
The smell of brimstone is strong in my nostrils. Even as a spirit, this place smells of ash and death. Have you done as I asked?
Yes, the spirits can move on now.
You are very kind. Strangely kind for a place like the Ashlands. I stand here, tasting the air. And do you know what I've learned?
What have you learned?
The Saxhleel you saved, the Argonians, they are not the only ones in danger.
The more you know.
This pact forged in the wake of war is fragile. So fragile. Remember the history of violence against my people, and treat them well as you walk the river's edge.
Thank you for the warning.
My brethren are safe, and the Ashlands bubble with hope. I pass now down the river to swim in the currents of Aetherius. Go well in your own passage, traveler.
Alright, awesome.